I don't want to be a King Kong or a Godzilla or anything fierce and strong. Just call me Mr. Blobby. Feel good, you know. I'm a prize fighter. I'm always ready to fight, or else I won't be here. And I believe it's the fight of the century. 2 unbeaten world heavyweight champions going toe-to-toe for all the marbles. And it's happening in Saudi Arabia.
If you could go up against any boxer in history, anyone, who would it be? Hello and welcome, I'm Riz Khan. There's a lot at stake when two very large and very talented boxers step into the ring on the 18th of May here in Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia. Both the British Gypsy King Tyson Fury and his Ukrainian opponent Oleksandr Usyk have track records that have left them unbeaten and dominant figures in this demanding sport. Tensions have risen even more since the original match, set for 17th of February this year, was delayed after Fury got a nasty cut above his eye during training. Well, for many, boxing has become as much of a psychological sport as it has a physical one. So how are these two champions preparing and holding up as the big day draws closer? I got the chance to sit down with Tyson Fury in Riyadh just days before he steps into the ring to have a candid chat about where he stands mentally and physically, where he towers over me at 2 meters and 6 centimeters, 6 foot 9 inches. So he's not a man you want to upset. Tyson, thanks for the time.
You're welcome.
I'm curious, what would you do to me if I upset you?
I wouldn't do anything.
Oh, good. That's really from the start.
Restraint.
There you go. The Buddhist in you. All right, so a quick question. Your battle against Oleksandr Usyk is very heavily anticipated.
Yeah.
And of course, it was delayed for a while after your cut, hopefully well recovered. What makes this match so special for you?
It's the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. It's been incoming for the last 30 years, and I believe it's the fight of the century. 2 unbeaten world heavyweight champions going toe-to-toe for all the marbles, and it's happening in Saudi Arabia. Can't be better.
Now, another one of your peers, British boxer Anthony Joshua, described Usyk as a phenomenal fighter.
Yeah.
And he predicts he'll win. Does it bother you when your peers kind of make these predictions?
No, you know, it's good for the kids to look up at the big stars of the division and have opinions on them. It makes it all to play for.
Now, I spoke earlier in the year, in March, with Eddie Hearn, who was promoting Anthony Joshua, back just before his bout with Francis Ngannou, whom Joshua ended obviously knocking out quite brutally in the second round. And many see the kind of Fury-Joshua as a golden match. Is that likely to happen?
I've got Usyk to deal with first, and let's not forget Usyk spanked Joshua twice. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, he's not even in the running for the big boys at the moment. He's way out in the 6th position down the line somewhere. Well, so we're like the two national winners, just about to go head to head over the last hurdle and down the straight, and they're all lagging at the back of the queue.
One thing interesting that Eddie Hearn did say was he described that match as Godzilla versus King Kong. How would you describe you if you were going into there?
I'd describe me as Mr. Blobby.
Really?
Yeah.
You could be Gypzilla.
No, Mr. Blobby's fine.
Blobby, all right.
I don't want to be a King Kong or a Godzilla or anything fierce and strong. Just call me Mr. Blobby. Boingy, bouncy, chubby, spongy.
Well, you're pretty open about your views on the sport. And you say you're a prize fighter. You do it for the money.
Yeah.
What if there wasn't these big prizes in there? Would you still be interested?
I would have retired a long time ago. I'm only boxing now because His Excellency has provided these massive opportunities to put these big fights on the table. If he didn't have, I would have retired probably a year ago. Yeah, because we tried to make these big fights before and it didn't happen. So with Turkey's import, it's all come to fruition. So massive shout out to him.
One thing that's discussed quite a lot, around boxing is how the mixed martial art fighters have come in now, like Francis Ngannou, for example. How do you feel about that? The MMA crowd coming into mainstream boxing.
I think if these people have a following, then and they can make money out of it, why not? People are in this game to get paid, aren't they? To earn money and pay the bills and look after the family. So why would I begrudge anybody coming into any sport and making money out of it? Because that's all it's about.
I was thinking in terms of how, do you care about the purity of the sport? I mean,
the purity of it, yeah. Full of mongrels.
Right. You yourself trained with kickboxers too, didn't you?
I did, yeah, in K1 in Holland, yeah.
How did that change your fights?
it didn't change him at all. You know, I train with sometimes karate experts or street fighters or whatever, but training, you know, training.
Have you ever talked with Dana White of the Ultimate Fighting Championship?
I have, yeah.
Is that something you're interested in doing?
If the money was right, I'd do something like that, yeah.
They might see you in a cage then?
Might do, if they get the checkbook out, yeah.
Now, you've talked openly about, you know, your struggles with depression and suicide, and you've helped a lot of people actually by being very open with it and open about it. And I wonder, you know, when it comes to people listening now, what your message would be to them?
Always have hope, because tomorrow will be a brand new day. No matter how low you are, how down you are, tomorrow is a fresh start. Have short-term goals, set realistic short-term goals, and live one day at a time. And enjoy, because life's a blink of an eye.
We spoke with Frank Warren, who said you're in great shape, you're doing well mentally, physically, and everything else. How prepared do you feel for this?
I feel good, you know. I'm a prize fighter. I'm always ready to fight, or else I won't be here. I feel good. Feel good this time. I feel good every time I've ever fought, 70 times.
How do you handle it when you have an injury like the eye injury? Was a pretty bad one.
Yeah, it's part of the game. Again, it's a part of the boxing side of it. You get punched in the face, sometimes cuts happen, and you get over it.
To what degree do you have to come, though? I mean, I know you say the money's important, but to what degree do you have to come with the mindset that winning is everything? You get paid well even if you lose.
Oh, yeah, you get paid either way. But if you win, you get paid more next time. So it's a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah.
But not a bonus.
But do you have a winning mentality as such? I mean, is it a big thing for you?
What's that, winning?
Yeah, that kind of having to win, the drive.
Well, I've been undefeated for 16 years as a professional, so I think so.
Well, you're up against another undefeated guy as well.
I am, yeah.
Now, it's an interesting crowd here in Riyadh, of course. It's not known for the big boxing contests. It is now, as you mentioned, more coming in. Are the fans different here? Do you find there's a different way they express their support for you?
I think fans are different all around the world. Wherever I box, whether it's Germany, the US, Canada, England, Ireland, Saudi, everyone's different, you know. I think with it being such a new sport here as well, like big events coming to Saudi, it can only get better, event after event after event. And with the vision that they've got for 2030, there's some monster events coming up. I look forward to them.
Yeah, they're promoting them pretty heavily.
Yeah.
I was wondering, just something that occurred to me, you know, with everything that's going on in the news, and of course that's what I deal with. Oleksandr Usyk is Ukrainian.
Yeah.
Do you think there's like any kind of extra sympathy for him because of what's going on with the whole situation with Ukraine?
I'm sure there will be people who sympathise with him because of what's going on in his country, but to be honest with you, that's none of my business, is it? Political stuff I don't get involved in at all. I'm just a boxer, sportsman, prize fighter, dumbest of them all. So I don't get involved in anything political or anybody other's things that's going on in the world.
And
I stick to my own lane, boxing, looking after my family, pay my bills, and that's it.
Now, you know, you obviously made a huge name for yourself with the upset of the year, as it was called, in 2015 when you beat Vladimir Klitschko. And you were only in your mid-20s at that time. And you're going up against someone, you know, had a dozen years on you and had a huge track record. What was going on? What was going through your mind at that time?
Just going there and do the best I can, you know, win. And that's what it's about, going in there, getting the job done.
You don't get too psyched out with the kind of what you're up against?
I'm not really that bothered, because if I would have been, Klitschko had about 370 amateur contests, Olympic gold medalist and 11-year reigning champion of the world. Unbeatable going into that. It was a massive underdog. But I went in there and did what I had to do, so.
I'm curious, outside the ring, do you guys, you know, become friends, stay in touch?
Not really, no, to be fair. It's just go home and do what you got to do.
Well, it's going to be interesting, of course. You've got the big match coming up. What I'd like to do, if I could, is give you 10 quick-fire questions.
Yep.
Yeah? Let's see how I go with that. So the first one, if you could go up against any boxer in history, anyone, who would it be?
Tyson Fury.
Would you go up against yourself?
I would.
The mirror?
I'd go up against myself.
Is no one else? All right, who'd be second then?
I'm not really. Oleksandr Usyk.
Okay, well, that's on the cards now already.
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm getting my dream fight then.
We've seen Conor McGregor enter the world of movies. If you're in a movie, which character would you play? What sort of character?
Would I play or who would play me?
Well, let's start with who you would play.
Who would I play?
Yeah.
I'd play myself in the movie of Tyson Fury's life.
Is there anyone who could play you, though?
Probably only one person.
Tyson Fury.
No.
Oh.
Denzel Washington.
Oh, that's a great match.
Yeah, because he's very articulate and very, very, very good at acting. So
What makes a good boxer, Tyson?
A good boxer is someone who can think on a dime, someone who has all the slices of the cake, mentality, physicality, brutality, all of that stuff.
Will you become the first billionaire boxer?
Billionaire boxer? Not interested.
You know, I thought the money was important.
No, the money's important. You're getting paid for what you do. We're all here because we're getting paid, aren't we?
I thought I'd heard somewhere you'd said that you'd be the first billionaire boxer.
Oh, no. I don't think I've ever said I'm going to be the first billionaire boxer, but listen, I'm getting paid well for what I do, and I'm very grateful and very, very happy with my wages.
So next question, where would you rather be, New York or Morecambe, Lancashire?
Morecambe, hence the reason I live there. I could be in New York if I wanted to be.
Mike Tyson is approaching 60 and about to make a comeback with Jake Paul. Any chance you'd lace your gloves up at that age?
You never say never. I suppose if you're getting paid a lot of money and, you know, it's something you enjoy to do, then who is anyone to say don't do it? You know, I'm sure Mike enjoys what he's doing and he's having fun, so who am I to say do or don't?
Couple of quickies off the top of your head. Who has a better chance in the ring, Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Well, you dressed up as him once.
Yes.
And what about Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan?
I'd say Bruce Lee.
Okay. And Frank Warren and his longtime rival, Barry Hearn.
I'd say Frank Warren.
All right, last one then. We've heard some of your songs, including American Pie and Sweet Caroline at the end.
Yeah.
Which is the next one you're going to do?
You'll have to find out Saturday night.
Look forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Tyson Fury, thank you so much.
Thank you.